Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Lashish Journey. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to turn off my tea kettle because it's probably making some noise. Again, I'll be continuing this morning with my book reading. Sorry for the tardiness. So it'll still be half an hour as usual. So I'll wait until 9:10 or so. So the book reading will go from 9:09 to 9:10 since it's now 9:09. So it will start at 9:10 and will go until 10:10. So if you have the book Game of Thrones, now's the time to go get your copy and start reading it. If you don't have Game of Thrones but you still want to read, it is fine to pick up your local newspaper, another book. It doesn't matter if you have the physical copy of the book, if you have the audio book, the ebook. Now, obviously, as I said, I would prefer that you guys have the physical book that you're actually reading. But again, if that's not the case, it's absolutely fine. I'm not your mother, and I'm certainly not going to kick you off of the stream if you're not actually reading a physical book. So, if you want to use this time to meditate, and speaking of which, because it is technically time for me to start, I'm going to get the music that we need for the um, meditation and reading time that we're doing together. Again, I apologize for the tardiness. I had a very busy night last night. All of you guys were so many lives. What are you guys doing to me yesterday? Gail was live. Lashes was live. Before the Billions, Mrs. B. Um, there's so many of you guys. Fawcett Media just did a live now. You guys are, I want to support all of you, but geez, you guys are so demanding. You guys are so demanding, but hey, I'm here for it. So give me a second to get the class. So we'll start at 9:11 here. Sorry, guys. Getting myself organized and making sure I have everything for you. Because again, I don't mind that you guys do your lives, but oh my goodness, I want to support all of you. But it is what it is. All right, so enough delaying, guys. So in a minute or two, I will be starting to read my book. As you will see, once I start reading, I won't be responding to the comments, but I don't fear. I do see it, and by all means, if you guys want to chat amongst yourself, feel free to do so. I'm not here again to be your mother and force you guys to do things you do not want to do. So we're going to go half an hour, so to 9:42, let's say, okay, and read as much as you can at whatever pace you feel. Hello, everybody, and hello, Kareen. Kareen, what a timely question. Good morning to you. What is going on is a very simple question, and I have a very simple answer. Every Sunday morning, I spend half an hour reading a book. Popular demand asked that I started reading the book Game of Thrones. So that's what you saw me doing. Good morning, Gail, the moderator extraordinaire. Good morning, Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Good morning, Kurt Russell. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Thank you for being here, What the Funk, and Professor Black Ops as well. So I'm just going to switch the banner since that no longer applies. Here we are. So that was our half an hour of reading together. We're those. Yeah. Come on, you guys are supposed to be reading, not sleeping. But no, especially we did have a fairly late night with Gail. She ended up lasting a whole 5 hours, guys, on her very first live. Congratulations for her. She also, when I checked, had 376 um, followers or new subscribers in total. So, congratulations to her, and I hope she has continued success on her live streams and channel. Don't forget, her next live will be the third Saturday. So, if I calculate things properly, that means the 18th of December. So, technically, a week before Christmas. I suggest, Gail, this is just a suggestion that maybe you have a Christmas themed live. But that's just my suggestion, my humble suggestion. Of course, it is your live and your channel. You do as you please. So yeah, that was our half an hour of reading Game of Thrones, and I'm reading the very first book in the series. I'll repeat it here, so I'm just gonna put away my. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to put away my tripod that I was using to hold up my camera the way it was. So I just had to put that away. So as I was saying, we are reading this series Game of Thrones, and we're of course starting with the very first book, which is of course happily named Game of Thrones. Good morning, Mike. And no, I had no such dreams. Behave yourself. It's too early for this. Oh yeah, you don't celebrate Gail? Oh, that's fine. I mean, like I said, it was just a suggestion, but maybe have a discussion on the various holidays in December. Maybe I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm just making suggestion. Like I said, it's your live, your channel. You do as you please. Um, it is definitely up to you. So yeah, so there are right now 5 books in the series Game of Thrones. I saw that there's 2 others. Okay, sorry, I was getting a message saying that my internet connection was lost for a second, but I guess it was just for a moment. Anyways, yeah, there are 5 books currently in the series. 2 more are set to be published. Sorry, guys. So one of them is set to be published winter of this year, and the next one is set for spring of 2022, if I understand things correctly. So, of course, the first 5 books that have already been published are Game of Thrones, which is the one, like I said, we're reading right now. A Clash of Kings is the second one. A Storm of Swords is the third. A Feast of Crows, Four Crows is the fourth one, and A Dance with Dragons is the fifth one that was officially published. But like I said, there's 2 more. If I remember correctly, Peter Investor M and or Wally, but for sure, Trash Can Waves had indicated that there might be a prequel book that comes out. So I don't know if it's one of the 2 that are set to come out, or if it's going to be a third book that is set to come out. Oh, you don't celebrate as well, Laquita. Okay. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'm not big on Christmas myself, but I do remember my father is German, for those of you who don't know, and they celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December and not the 25th. So I just remember enjoying that special holiday. It made it feel a little bit more special to celebrate on the night before rather than Christmas Day itself. Yes, Gary. It's definitely a very different stream than what I normally do. So, of course, I think you missed quite a few of my recent lives. So, of course, you were not there for my announcement, nor there for when I made a poll as to what was going to be the first book. I was hoping people would go for um, what's the name of the book now? Now that I have so many books on here, it's so crazy how I my room is a mess. So I'm not going to show you how all the books that I have, but I was hoping that people would pick Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, which was turned into a movie that came out earlier this year called The Green Knight. And it's a poem, it's a much smaller book, and obviously independent. So I was hoping people would pick that, and that way I could do a tie in with my other series, which are, of course, about me talking about books and me talking about movies. But people outvoted me, so and I'm here, of course, reading Game of Thrones, which got 50% of the votes out of the 15 people that were there and read it. I'm glad to hear, Lashes, that you're reading the book as well. And again, for me, as much as I would like it if you guys were actually reading the book, I have no issues or problems with you guys reading something else or listening to the audiobook or just simply using the music that I play in the background to meditate, to pray, to do your yard work, to cook your breakfast, whatever. Now, that's kind of what I was semi doing when you guys saw me put the book down for a second because I started this stream later than I normally should have. I had to, of course, enjoy and finish making my hot leaf juice, aka my tea. Good morning, amazing MNG. I think this is the second time that I see you here. I'm glad to see you again with us and spending some time with us. You did miss the part of me reading the book, but that's absolutely fine. Everybody, and welcome back, Professor Black Ops. Everybody's more than welcome to replay this video. I do keep it up and you'll be able to read the book with me later on when it's more convenient for you or for anybody else. I'm at page 54 in my version of the book. Okay, I have the version that's quote unquote leather bound. Now it's not full real leather. It's one of those leather plastic mixes. Pleather, I think, is the common way of calling it. So the book itself is a lot smaller, and so is the printing, which is why I think normally Game of Thrones is. Thank you, Gail, for that. Moderator extraordinaire always has my back. Thank you so much. And if you guys missed Gail's first ever live, I highly recommend that you go back to her channel and subscribe, like her videos, and please watch her first live. It was absolutely fun. And I know she had said, "Oh my God, I was only expecting it to be an hour." And then, I came in and, okay, I'm just gonna say a quick word, say hi, and then bye, and then an hour, and then of course 5 hours later. Gail, you'll quickly learn that lives don't always go as you were expecting, and of course, there's always going to be a couple of panelists that you're like, "Oh my God, what's going on with this person?" Of course, I won't give it away, but there was one panelist where we're all like, "Ooh, what's going on with this guy here?" But you guys have to watch the live to figure out what exactly happened. So, as I was saying with this book, my version is smaller and consequently has a lot more pages. There are a total of 835 pages. This includes the appendix, which of course lists all the families that are featured, I assume, in this book. So, we'll read a little bit of that. I mean, I guess. But and of course I can't, and then that's why I have the video playing just in case you guys were wondering where you just see the book. You need a special licensing or approval, I guess is a better way of putting it, in order to read a book out loud. Okay, you are allowed to read excerpts of a book, so like a couple of lines, that kind of thing. But I cannot just fully read the book. Okay, you have to have special permission for that, and unfortunately, I don't have it. Honestly, I wouldn't even know how to get that licensing. Um, so that's why I can't, I can't just flat out read the entire book. And to be honest, even if I got the license in my throat, it's been acting up, which is why I know one person had commented on one of my voices, what's going on with the coughing? My throat, for some reason, it's not the what it used to be. So for me, talking a lot tends to get a little bit more annoying on my throat. So that's the other reason why I'm not too keen on reading the entire book. So we'll read a couple of lines of the start of the appendix. Okay. So this one is the House of Baratheon. So sorry if I mispronounce these words. I'm, I'm not a I'll talk about my opinion on Game of Thrones so far in a second, but obviously, George R. Martin tries to use old timey names. I don't know if they're genuine names that used to be around back in the day. We're talking, let's say, something Middle Ages is what, 1300 to 1800, I think, if I remember correctly, something like that, or 1300 to 1500s, somewhere around there. So these are names I assume are supposed to be from that time period or sound like they're from that time period. I'm not good with names, guys. I think the first time I said Black's Tropical Homestead's name, I said Black's Tropical Sun Thunder. So I combined their channel name with my channel name. I'm constantly mispronouncing Peter Investor M's, and even as I was saying that now, I had to consciously, like, say his name properly. Put some respect on your people's name. Come on, these people are your family. You can't even name their names properly. Come on. Of course, I always apologize, guys. My brain is just not meant for names. Of course, Liquid always jokes around. She can't read. I can't say names. What a couple we make. Oh, what a great pair we make. So, anyways, so the House of Baratheonian. Okay. It starts off as this: the youngest of the great houses, born during the wars of conquest. Its founder, Oris Baratheon, was rumored to be Aegon's the Dragon's bastard brother. Oris rose through the ranks to become one of Aegon's fiercest commanders. When he defeated and slew Argilac the Arrogant, the last Storm King, Aegon rewarded him with Argilac's castle, lands, and daughter. Okay, so that's it. And again, I apologize. I probably butchered those names royally. George R. Martin would probably revoke my license to read his book out loud if I had it, just by hearing me say those names. But yeah, oh, I think What the Funk as well. I saw that he had mentioned reading a particular version. Let me go back and find his comment if I can find him. Where was he? Da, 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 da. I think. Oh yeah, there we are. So it was the abridged. Okay, I'll have to consider that What the Funk, um, to see if that is something that would be of interest for me and or my audience. But seeing as obviously I'm only spending half an hour a day, well, half an hour 3 times a week reading, it might be a while before I get to the end of this book, let alone this series. So it might be a while. So you're taking my success as your own. Okay. That's fine. If I'm reading the book, you're reading the book with me. It's okay, Laquita. I'm here with you. Don't worry. Laquita. That makes it reminds me when we're talking about, or Corey was talking about how you two met, and he was like, "Oh my God, Laquita was giving the answers to everybody, and she was allowing everybody to cheat." And you put it, how did you put it again? That you were being a philanthropist, that you were being generous. It's like, wait, that's the first time I heard anybody call cheating as like, I'm being philanthropist. Like, Quita, you make me laugh so much sometimes. Oh my God. That was absolutely hilarious to me. So yes, you're not stealing my reading. I'm being a philanthropist. Oh, Laquita. My goodness. So yes. For sure, you're definitely. If I'm reading the book, you guys are definitely reading the book. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if you guys want to hear me uh my critiques of the book, but you know what? I'll say it, and hopefully you guys do want to stay with me a little bit and hear me talk about my first thoughts. Like I said, I've only gotten into, so far 55, 54 pages, I should say, of the book. Personally, like I said, the last time I started reading the book with you guys, I'm not that impressed by it, to be honest. I find that there's a lot of explaining who people are in relation to the other people. But I get that this is probably the first book, and George, I'm gonna call him Georgie for some reason. I feel like he reminds me of Georgie from It. Yes, the movie It. So every time I see the name George, I want to say Georgie. So I'm saying Georgie. I feel like, since this is his first book in this series, Georgie felt that it was necessary to kind of introduce his characters and give sort of a relations on who everybody is. And this is supposed to be a sort of medieval esque inspired fantasy where, of course, there's dire wolves, there are dragons, etc. Right? So it's supposed to be this great adventure. And I haven't seen the show on HBO. I've seen a couple of clips, like a lot of people, but I've never actually saw the show. And of course, this is me actually actually reading the book for the first time. So I haven't read this book before. So for me, when I saw the clips and I saw what people were saying about the show and how much they loved it, and oh my God, it's so fantastic, and the whole controversy with the last season and all that, right? I'm I have a very different expectation as to how this book was going to be. So I felt like, me reading, oh yeah, the king of this, and who's, little brother, and this person who's I don't feel comfortable saying this word, but I'll say it because it's used in the book. Oh yes, this is the bastard son of XYZ, and this is how he relates to this person. um so I felt like it's okay, like, get to the point. Like, I'm here to, I want to read the adventures, I want to read about the dragons and all that, and here you are talking to me about who's getting married to who and why, and it's like, oh, come on. Like, I can't be bothered with this. But look, I promised you guys I would read the book, so I'm reading the book. And I am a bibliophile, where once I start reading a book, I kind of feel like I have to finish the book, even if I may not enjoy it. Thank you, amazing MNG, for your kind words. And yes, definitely, I second that motion. I hope all of you have a great morning. So yeah, so those are my general thoughts so far about the book, that I feel like it's a lot of details about things that I get he has to say it because again he's he's world building, right? He's trying to explain who everybody is, and I get with a book that is ended up being basically what, 7 books in this series. He has to be able to explain who's how everybody's related. Like again, it's necessary, but I just don't like it anyways. You know what I mean? Like, but again, it's so far a minor criticism, and I only am 54 pages into the first book, so I assume, or at least I hope that the adventures are going to pick up, and that's kind of because to me, I love adventure fantasy books. I like books that deal with dragons and trolls and things like that. I definitely that's definitely my kind of book. So that's why I was a little bit disappointed with this one so far. But like I said, I admit I just started, so obviously my perception of the book may be very different from what it actually is about. Now, once I see that I'm nearing the end of Game of Thrones, the first book, I will be asking you guys again if you want me to continue. Because obviously, the book is, each book is, I think the regular print of it, I think each book is what, 300, 400 pages, something like that. I have a version where each edition is about 800 pages. That's a lot of reading for one series. And that's kind of why I originally picked Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, because I wanted books that were easy to get through in like 3 or 4 videos, that kind of thing. While as with Game of Thrones, especially if I'm going to be reading the full series, it will take me some time to read it because as fast as I can read it, obviously if you're only reading half an hour 3 times a week, you're not going to get through the book as quickly as if I said, hey, I'm going to do a 12-hour stream and you guys are going to be watching me read this book until the end of the stream, or hey, if it takes me 24 hours to read the book, then the live is going to be 24 hours. But hey, if you guys want me to do that, I could do that. Do a 14-hour stream of me just reading the book. Um, but anyways, that's I maybe I shouldn't promise things that I really will regret later on. So I'm gonna see the poll because I did put a little bit of a poll, guys. But I will see what you guys said about actually participating. Of course, I'm not surprised. 83% of you are like, no, no, we're not reading the book, but we're here to support you. Okay, like I said, I fully expected that most of you would be would be here just to support me. And I appreciate it, guys. I'm glad to see you guys here. I do hope that those of you that said, no, no, we're just here to support. And sorry for my misspelling of reading. How ironic. Um, I do hope that you guys do take the moment at one point to start reading the book, or like I said, even if you don't have Game of Thrones or you already read it, that you take the time to find something else to read. It could be, like I said at the beginning, your local newspaper, or another book that you bought and that I'm gonna read it. I swear, I'm gonna read it. That maybe you pick up that book and spend half an hour. Like I said earlier, if you're that kind of person, you're gonna take the time to meditate or pray or just enjoy the music that I'm sharing in the background. It's absolutely fine one way or the other. But I would like you guys to start reading. I think reading is very important for everybody. It keeps the brain young, as they say. And I'm glad to see that nobody answered like, what's reading? I don't know what that is. But anyways, I don't want to keep blabbering on for nothing. So I will let you guys go. I'll call it a day, or I should say, call it a morning. I will be doing another live tonight, as you guys know. Tonight will be, of course, my French lesson to you guys. And I hope that you guys will be there with me tonight as well, learning and hopefully learning some French with me. So that's what I have to go do now, is find the right video or something to share it with you guys, so that you will hopefully enjoy the live stream with me tonight. So tonight at 7:30 is going to be let's talk how do I say, where of course I teach you guys some French. So it'll be 7:30 tonight. Now, I did say in my yesterday very short live stream, I think I did 20-30 minutes talking about the movie Constantine. I did get a second job, part-time job. So I may have to change this series as to what days and or times that I do it. I'm not too sure yet what days I'll be starting my new job. So this series might be adapted to, like I said, different days and or different times. So hopefully I'll be able to continue it, because I do, like I said, I do find it important not only for me but for you guys to read books as much as possible. So like I said, I won't keep you guys any longer. And of course, you guys know how I end things. So if there's somebody that you haven't hugged or said that you loved them in a while, now's the opportunity. Now is always a good opportunity to tell somebody that you love them, hug them, or just have a conversation. There is that one person, guys. You know who I'm talking about. That one person that you haven't spoken to in a while. Go ahead, find them, say hi, ask them how they're doing, how they've been, etc. So, big kiss and hug to all of you. Gros bisous. And I hope that you guys have a great day, great morning. And I hope to see you guys either in my live stream later today or in somebody else's live stream. So, if anybody is going live, put your date and time that you're going live in the comments, so that I know and everybody else knows when you're going live. So I'm calling it a morning. Have a great morning, guys. Bisous.